Hey everybody, thanks for watching my next video in this set around turntables and optimizing sound and some considerations, including kind of explaining some of the basics. So I want to talk a little bit about the sound path and how the analog signal travels, as well as how you can optimize it and some considerations around that. So first and foremost, the sound source is the record itself, right? And so that is where the music is. And so the better you can do it, to extract the music and pass it through your system, the better your sound. And so, there's a bunch of considerations around doing that as well. So I'll talk a little bit just about kind of the sound path and some considerations around that. So as I just moved kind of my cartridge on it, that's probably the second important thing. I'm going to lower it, so of course it kind of touches the record. It does that slowly. When the record spins, the tip starts moving, and so the moving tip, right, you're basically having a mechanical piece ultimately starts moving. It's stuck to a cantilever, and that's the little needle itself, not the tip. The needle starts moving. It creates a motion, and so depending on what kind of cartridge you have, if you have an cartridge, which is moving magnetic cartridge, then the magnet on the actual cantilever starts moving and creates a electrical signal. If you have an MC cartridge, there's coils that move and create the signal. And so that is essentially where you pick up the sound from the record. Passes it through the cartridge, through either an MM or an MC cartridge itself. That then in turn passes it to the wiring that's tied to the cartridge, and that in turn passes it through the wiring. The wiring in the arm itself. And so that's how my particular wiring works. Now, the internal wiring of your record player matters a lot, right? I have kind of a beginner entry-level record player, and so if I really want to spend $10,000 on an amazing record player, with that comes, of course, better wiring as well. In turn, some record players have a phono amp built in case you have an amplifier that doesn't have phono. And what that really means is this little thing produces very low voltage, very low signal, and that has to be amplified. And so if you have a record player, this one in this case, actually has a preamp built into it, a phono amp. It's not very good. It's part of the record player, and typically they tend to be lower quality. And so what I do is I rely on my amplifier. Now I'm lucky in that I have a phono stage built into my amplifier. And so it actually takes care of the low voltage signal, amplifies it. It does a pretty good job and does that there. And so that's what it does. And then that in turn goes to your speakers. So the path is very much from the record to the tip, to the cantilever, which moves a coil or magnet here, which passes it through the wiring, goes through the arm, that from the player goes to your amplifier or the internal amplifier, which you then pass to your amplifier, and that then goes to your speaker. So that's really the sound path. Along the way, you can optimize everything. And so I will talk a little bit about in an upcoming video, the different cartridges you consider, the different styluses that you can think about, and whatnot. As I've learned through my journey here as well, the cartridge itself is probably the single biggest thing you can do to upgrade the sound. And cartridges can range from $50 to, in some cases, thousands of dollars, $3,000, $5,000, if not $10,000. And so, what I have here is my modified Denon is about $550. It is absolutely amazing. This one, as I'll talk about later as well, it comes from Andy Kim from the Needle Clinic, who modifies it and upgrades it, and it's truly remarkable. It made a leapfrog in my sound quality. So hopefully that helps. Thought I'd talk about that a little bit, and I'll have more videos coming up as I talk about cartridges. Thanks, bye.